it says let that little a symbol equal 0.05, and I'm just having an issue like figuring out what, like how they get that number. Like, do you just guess what that is?
All right, you guys are set on that dryer.
So,
Your dryer.
based on the videos, my understanding of that is the little squiggly A that has like equal to 0.5 or whatever. If the answer that you get for the area on the probability or the p-score on the probability applet, if it's greater than 0.05 or 0.5 or whatever, then that decides your answer. Or if it's less than.
Okay. So 0.05 is like normal?
0.05 is kind of like your test. Like if if it's equal to or above 0.5, then I think the null hypothesis is correct. If it's less than, then I think the null hypothesis is going to be like left skewed. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So that one, that's not even really a question. It's just giving you information.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions?
Nope.
Okay. So are we good to start the quiz?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So number 3, which hypothesis involves equality? That's the null hypothesis?
So I have to go all over the Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then for question 4, I put the null hypothesis.
The null hypothesis again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And if for question 5, if it's a two-tailed test, then it's going to have the equal sign with the cross in the middle.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Or a left-tailed test? Is that?
So that would be, oh my gosh, I can hear my like voice coming back at me through somebody's computer. That's really weird.
Would it be greater than?
Yes, that's what I put.
Okay.
And then for 7, I put less than.
Okay.
Okay. So which relationship would result in failing to reject the null hypothesis?
So I put that if the p-value is greater than a, then it would be failing to reject it.
Okay. Could you explain that a little more? I don't really understand why.
Yeah, it's just that question you had before. So like one of the examples that I saw in one of the videos was like 0.05. And then the answer that they got for the p-value was 0.01. And because that was so much lower than the little a squiggly, that means that it would reject the null hypothesis. So in order to fail rejecting a null hypothesis, it has to be greater than or equal to like 0.5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just wasn't connecting the number with the symbol for a minute.
Oh, you're good.
All right. So rejecting the null hypothesis, would that be the opposite of what we just put?
Yeah. Okay, an insurance company is reviewing its current policy rates. When originally setting the rates, they believe that the average claim was about $1,500. They are concerned that the true mean is actually higher than this. Use this information for the next two questions. Which of the following would be the appropriate alternative hypothesis? So,
Would that be the average claim is greater than 1,500?
yeah.
Okay.
And then the null hypothesis would be average claim is equal to 1,500.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Insurance company randomly selects 40 claims and calculates a sample mean of 1,650. And then we use it to answer the next three questions. Is this a good assumption that it's normally distributed? Yes, because 40 claims is over 30. So since the sample size is large, it's probably normally distributed.
Okay.
Wait, what was the answer again?
The first one.
Okay.
So then for 13, it'll be a law of large numbers then, right?
I think it's tricky. It might be the central limit theorem because I remember in the reading she was like, make sure you don't switch those two up.
Okay.
I don't know why, but yeah.
So it'll be the central limit then.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
So which of the following is the test statistic as defined in the lesson?
That X bar?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. The historical mean of sales receipts at a grocery store is $150 with standard deviation of $40. The store manager suspects that the average has decreased. She sets up a hypothesis test with the hypotheses of the mean equal to and then greater or less than 150. We'll use a level of significance of 0.05. So that's like if our area is below or over that, then it's going to change our answer. And then she takes a simple random sample of 36 sales and computes $144 is that new mean. Okay, so the z-score would be 144 minus 150 Let me get my calculator up. Okay. 144 minus 150 divided by 40 divided by the square root of 36.
Negative 0.9. That's what I got.
Yeah, so that's what I got too.
Okay. So negative 0.9.
Yeah. All right, and then what is the p-value? So if we put negative 0.9 in our probability applet as the z-score, and then only shade the lesser portion, right? Because we're trying to find what's less.
Mm-hmm.
Be 1841. 0.1841.
Yeah.
1 because we only want the 3 decimal places.
Yeah. So 0.184. Okay, and since that is way over the level of significance,
That fail to reject since it's not less than.
I don't know, because it's way over. I feel like we would reject the null hypothesis just because it's, or would that fit? I think you're right. I think it's fail to reject because we're looking at less than.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna look in the notes and make sure that I have those correctly because I don't want to mix those up and then have us get all the questions wrong.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's failed to reject the null.
I think you're right.
Yeah, because in the science foundations class, it's talking about like the 95-5 rule, where like if 5%, it's like 95 is correct, and then the 5% wasn't, then it'll be failed to reject the null hypothesis.
Yeah. Well, and this one says that the z-score is what you need to look at.
Okay.
If the z-score is really far from the test statistic, then that's when it fails. Or
Okay.
reject. But ours is really close. It's only 0.9 away, like, of a standard deviation.
Yeah.
So then it would fail to reject, I think. Okay. So if that's true, then there's this one question where it asked about the p-value and the z-score in the A. Let me see. Okay, yeah, that doesn't help me. Okay. But yeah, I think you're right. I think it's failed to reject. Okay, moving on. So our conclusion about this problem is that we have insufficient evidence that the true population mean is less than 150.
Or is it we have sufficient evidence that the true population mean is 150?
I don't know.
Because I feel like those mean kind of the same thing.
Yeah. I'll choose one and you guys can choose the other one and then we'll see.
And we'll go back.
Yeah. Okay, there are two types of errors that can be made when performing a hypothesis test. Which one involves rejecting the null hypothesis when the null hypothesis is true?
That's type 1, right?
I think, yeah.
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. And then a researcher decided that instead of using a level of significance of 0.05, he will use a level of significance of 0.01. Which of the following will be true? The probability of a type 1 error will increase, which is where you say it's not true, but it is.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I think the type 2 error would increase.
Yeah, I think so.
Which one? Sorry.
Type 2 would increase. I was looking at the preparation assignment, and number 9D said if we wanted to decrease the probability of making a type 2 error, we would increase the level of significance. So if we decrease the level of significance, that would increase the probability of type 2 error.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. If A is 0.05, compute the probability of committing a type 1 error.
How do we do that?
I don't know. Let me look at the stuff.
Wouldn't that just be 0.05 or 5%?
Yeah. Or would that be a 50-50 kind of thing?
What do you mean?
Well, it says in the reading that a level of significance of A equals 0.05 seems to strike a good balance between the probabilities of committing a type 1 versus a type 2 error. So there's like a 50-50 chance of committing a type 1 to a type 2 with a 0.05.
I just submitted my quiz, and 21 is 0.05.
Okay.
Okay. And then what was 18?
18. I got that one wrong, so it wasn't the second one. So it was probably what Becca said. Insufficient evidence that the population is less than 150.
Okay.
All right, I'm submitting mine now. Okay, yeah. 18 was the insufficient evidence. The first couple were wrong, though. Okay.
So what's 14 then, if it's not X bar?
I don't know. Would it be N?
Isn't N the sample size?
Yeah. So maybe it's Z.
Would
Maybe
it be the Z square?
Probably.
Okay, and then another one we got wrong was 7.
I got 7 correct.
Oh, okay. Which one did you click?
The second one?
Oh. Okay, I just had them backwards then.
It's all good.
Okay.
Cool. Well, thanks, guys.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Welcome. I'll post this
Yeah,
thing to the group chat and then we'll be done.
All right.
Okay.